And welcome to All About the Bass with the Nathan King Trio here, featuring myself, the captain on guitar, and the Boss DR880 as the best drummer we've ever had.
First name Roland.
Yes, Roland Boss. And of course, the superstar Nathan King on bass guitar. We were just looking for toys in the shop.
Yeah.
And Nathan got all excited.
Yeah.
What did you find?
Well, this caught my eye. It's a little thing by Tech 21, and it's a really tiny thing. It's called a bass fly rig, and I just like the fact that you could sort of pick this up and stick it in the front of your gig bag.
What are you going to say then?
Yeah,
you could do either, couldn't you? For a Derek Smalls moment, if you really wanted to.
Yeah, you could stick it down your trousers by all means.
Yeah, so a little bit of trivia for you here. You know what Sansamp means in French?
Oh, so it's you, the detente in your songs.
It is.
Without
amp.
I know, sir. That's one bit of French I know.
And that is, that's the whole, I mean, Tech 21 have been around for a long time. I don't know what it's got to be at least 25 years, maybe more. 25 years. And they really have sort of pioneered that whole kind of have a little box here that basically means you don't need an amplifier. You know, going right back to, the some little solid state amplifiers. I forget what they were called that sounded very convincing. But it's always been about the little pedals and the DIs that you can just plug into. Go, can I get a little bit of amp distortion and a bit of cabinet simulation on it and get away with not using a real amplifier?
Yeah.
And then I'm not sure which came first, chicken and egg here, but I know Richie Kotzen has got a signature guitar fly rig, and I don't know whether it was his idea that Tech 21 then kind of rolled out into a range, or whether or not the range was there and he just modified his. Whatever, who knows? We'll give Richie a bit of glory anyway. But yeah, so the bass one is this incredibly small 9-volt powered pedal with DI output on one side and regular line output either for an amp or headphones or whatever here. The heart of it, the beating heart of it, the important bit, I guess, is the Sansamp kind of preamp section here. And then it's just got some really handy effects at either side of it, chorus, octave, touch wah kind of thing, fuzz, boost, and compression. And we're going to just go through that now and show you how for 300 quid or whatever you can pick one of these up for, it's just a super duper solution, isn't it, for just any gigging? Yeah,
that's what kind of drew me to it, because very often I try and get away with as little gear as possible. I've got one of those tiny little amps, and a little 2x10 cab, and bass in a gig bag, and I'll get in and out of a venue in one. And it's great if you can get some multi effects on a thing this size.
I think the beauty with any of this kind of DI kind of thing is the idea, that you can consistently turn up at a gig, give the sound man, you know, the DI out from here, you know what your settings need to be for the tracks that you're about to play to, or play, you know, the band that you're going to play with.
Yeah.
You've got, as I said, you've got some effects if that's your bag, and you can then take the line output, plug it into whatever the on-stage backline is, and sort of say to the sound man, look, don't worry about miking that up, as long as I can hear it, that's fine. And you know that your audience is going to hear, you know, and the monitoring and everything is going to be your sound from the Sansamp. So look, let's now this is again another one of those slightly weird demos where you're hearing the pure DI output of this. We're hearing it through this cracking little Laney amplifier that we've just set completely flat. So in actual fact, let's just, for sort of reference tone, this is the sound. So what you're hearing, they're going to hear the DI, right? For
Okay.
this. So reference tone, this is essentially what the bass would sound like plugged in with no amp emulation or anything. So let's get in with the Sansamp section of this, which you can see has got a level output, 3-band EQ, a character control, which will obviously be an additional EQ thing, drive, and bite, so like a brightness control. And this works, all the knobs light up to show you which ones, you know, go with these pedals. Tuner built in over here, which we activate by holding this button down, and we've already tuned, but you can see it's pretty accurate. So
I'll do that. There we go.
Nice and responsive. So here we go. So here are some sounds, and I'll just fiddle with the EQ and drive controls and stuff so you can get an idea of what will come out. So you can see there, you can get a whole palette of different sounds out of this, whatever takes your fancy. I think we've gone for nothing too extreme, really, just a nice bass sound. Let's do this end first, because this is the sort of slightly less wacky end, isn't it, really? The boost control, really cool. Selectable to be either a pre or a post sort of, you know, tone stack boost. So if you like the idea of hitting a pedal that's going to boost the driven sound of your amplifier without necessarily increasing the volume, that would be your sort of pre-boost. If you just like the idea of taking your sound and boosting the volume of it without necessarily making it drive any more or less, that would be a post sort of gain boost. Dead easy to show you what this does, so let's put it in pre-boost first, and this should just drive it a bit more. So here we go. Pretty subtle. I don't know if that was maybe a much louder effect coming out of the DI than maybe on here, but it's you know, it gives you a different kind of couple of sounds. I wonder what the in
pad.
That's going to be a pad for the input, isn't it? Obviously.
In pad. Should we try it?
Well, if you were using an active bass and you were perhaps finding you were overloading this, you've got this pad control. Let's see what happens. See if you can hear it. I don't know if it even works with or without the compressor. Let's try it. Try it.
Yeah, that is just to attenuate the input.
Yes. So
Yay.
Compressor, here we go. Put this on. Beautiful.
It's been a long day.
So, have a fiddle around with the compressor. Over here.
That sounded, I'll tell you what though, that sounded good.
You liked that, didn't you?
Yeah, I did actually, because a lot of compressors are just kind of a bit muddy and then they start squashing things too much and messing with it. But that actually was, I like it.
Cool.
That's a nice sounding compressor.
Shall I leave it on?
No.
No, okay.
Turn it off!
Turn it off. Right, chorus is over here. We just have one control basically for the chorus, which I'm guessing is an amount.
Should we have that?
Yep. Sounds great. I think I prefer chorus on bass guitars than I do on electric guitars, you know.
Do you?
Yeah, I just think it fattens it.
I love it on both. I have
Do
to
you?
say. I'm a big chorus fan, yeah. Best guitar sound, I think. My favourite guitar sound of any guitar sound is James Honeyman Scott's sound in Brass in Pocket on Pretenders, Brass in Pocket.
Okay.
It just opens up with the guitar. I think it's probably a Boss C1 or something. It just sounds amazing.
Who's the other? Who was the guy that did the Pretenders and then went on to do the John Mayer thing?
Robbie McIntosh.
Robbie McIntosh.
Yeah. No, this is the original.
This is
guy.
original.
Yeah. So check that out. Have a listen to that. What a sound.
Yeah,
It's amazing. And Andy Summers, all his sound.
For sure. Anyway, this is a bass program. Keep it focused.
Focus!
Bass players are switching off in their droves as we start talking about guitars again.
Listen, come on.
So, Octave Filter, this is probably the most sort of complicated, well not complicated, but multi-function. So without either the octave or the fuzz buttons put in, it is basically like a touch wire, like a
a Mutron, envelope filter, touch wire, whatever you want to call it, yeah.
So we know that to get the kind of funky tones out of it, here we go.
So you probably want the fiddle amount. What is it? Is it the? I like that. Very Bootsy Collins.
Yeah, it's. I've never really fully understood what the sort of the cue and the range controls do on this. The cue would appear to be obviously the whole point of this effect is it's a touch sensitive kind of effect. So the harder you hit the strings, the more you trigger this kind of wah style effect. And it certainly seems that the cue is kind of like how much wah do you get. So if low down, there's not much of it. If you do that again, it's more. Yeah, it's like a wah 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 wah. And then,
well, is it not like the cue in parametric EQ?
I don't know. But then the more you turn it up, the more you get like a bigger.
Yeah, you have to kind of get it right in combination with the range.
Yeah,
though, but that's what it's all about.
So range, and this is the one that's always confused me a bit, because range, the more you turn it up, the more the effect seems to not work. So if you,
well, let's have a fiddle about with that.
Yeah, come on. What is it? As you let the note ring. What happens if you let?
Well, the other thing about it is that it's velocity sensitive, so it's all about how hard you hit the string. So if I don't hit it very hard, it doesn't do much. So it's not even on.
Yeah.
But the more. Bootsy Collins, right?
Yeah.
There. I like it.
So then what we can then do is combine that effect with either an octave or a fuzz or both. So let's combine it with the octave.
Can't you get like bass synth sort of?
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
And then with the fuzz instead.
So this is where the mix thing comes in, because the mix is the blend between like
Yeah, the dry and
just
the
dry.
wet.
If you just want the octave without this this bit, you just turn all that off. So that's like the clean octaver. I like that.
If only we knew a good review channel that could explain things properly. Let's get fuzz on as well, and let's just see what it does with everything on.
Well, no, hang on, let's just have fuzz, right?
Oh, we did that, didn't we?
Did we? Well, let's
Yeah.
do it again.
Maybe not.
I like it. See, but I like our cack-handed approach.
Well,
it's good because we get to discover
It's
what
product
it does.
discovery, isn't it?
It
More
is.
than review.
Isn't
Product
that better,
discovery.
though? Isn't that better somehow
Somehow, maybe.
than
So-
some bloke going, and
That's what I normally do.
Forget the facts.
Couple of other things, buttons wise, the ground lift on the XLR here.
Yeah.
So if you've got problems with earth loops and stuff, you can get rid of them with that. And then the headphone output, you probably just heard
Don't
actually,
do that.
converts the line output here into a headphone output, and was just about to blow the speaker out the front of the amp. So it's a good job we weren't playing whilst
So,
we pressed
so
that.
you use it as a practice device?
Yeah. So you plug it. You don't need an amplifier attached to it at all. You can just plug your headphones in.
Cool.
What if you could almost in-ear like that? Just literally. Oh, you wouldn't hear the rest of the band, would you? But literally DI out there,
Yeah, well, yeah.
headphones in there, and that's all you. That's it. So that's kind of it, really. I don't know if we can just get a sound. Why don't you get a sound that you like with sort of everything on, including the dirty funk noise?
Well, you do
And
that.
then,
You fiddle
all
and I'll
right.
play. That seems
And
to
then
really make most
I'm going to
sense.
see what happens if everything's on, just because
Oh, that's, I don't know, it sounds a bit loud.
it doesn't.
Right then.
Let's try this. It's probably my favourite. There's sounds in here that you sort of go, oh, it's a good sound, and then like a millimetre more around, you go, oh, no, I've lost it again. But there's sounds in this bit that sound immense. But
well, what you might want to buy then is a little bottle of Tipex. Just make some various marks around here.
So there you go. Little run through of the Sansamp, whatever, bass fly rig. So if you've enjoyed that, and I tell you what I'll do on another video coming up soon, I'll get one of the other presenters to
You've got other presenters?
do the guitar version of it. Yeah, we should. There's a guitar version. I think there's 2 guitar versions, a regular one and a Richie Kotzen one. But anyway, I've never plugged this in before, and I'm impressed.
It's good, isn't it? I like it.
It's the seal of approval.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's my seal of approval.
Give it the walrus of approval. Right, I've been the captain.
No, and I've been Nathan.
We'll see you next time.
Ta-ta!